My girl convinced me to go down there, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm dressed like a stripper. I'm going to this random fucking old ass building in like the wrong part of town, if you know Vegas, because it's not far from like, for lack of a better term, the track.
Yeah,
So
I
I
know it.
literally was like, what the fuck am I doing with my life right now? Like, and I get there, and it was the most shady. Like, I no longer work with this studio. I was there for a long time, but when I got there, it was before the new management had taken over, and it was a hot mess. It was like everything you think about scary, like shady, dodgy studio in your head.
Yeah.
It was all happening. It was all happening. It was not a good introduction into paid sex work, honestly, because it was really shady. And part of me, like thinking back, was like, if I had walked into that room right now at this age, I would have noped the fuck out of that building so fast. I would have been like, have a great day. But back then,
But,
but
but,
but back then, a little riskier, and I valued myself a little less. And I was like, what's gonna happen? And my girlfriend was like, yeah, I've already made $400 tonight. And like I said, this is before the boom. So there was much, 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 much less cam girls on the internet than there are now. Much, 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 much less. And so she's like, yeah, I've already made like $400 or $500 tonight. And she's like, I didn't even take my clothes off. And I'm like, sus. Sus. Now that I know, like I realized that I was being fluffed a little bit, but I'm glad that they did to a certain extent, because as much as it sounds like coercion, it really wasn't. Because as soon as that, because they literally put you in a room and they were like, all right, now it's your show. You can do whatever you want.
Welcome, fellow lushes. Come on in, pull up a bar stool, and enjoy some cocktails with Dimples and the Beard.
Hoo-hee.
all right.
Fuck. We need a producer.
Fernando, we
Shit.
need to hire him back.
He's not coming back if you keep calling him Fernando.
I want to try this drink.
Technology is kicking our asses.
So the tavern is open so we can try the drink.
Lemon drippity drop. Tastes like
Lemon.
what? I'm gonna be in perfect nipple sucking form.
There we go.
Holy schnickies.
So there we go. The backup to the backup of the drinkity drink.
That's the weirdest.
Tasting lemon drop.
Well, it's such a weird cocktail because it goes from tart and sour to all of a sudden then the liquor hits and you're like, what?
Excellent.
All right.
Excellent.
Nothing better than weed and lemon drops.
That's true.
I think there's probably a strain called lemon drop. Oh yeah, I think our guest tonight is a big old weed head.
She was hooching with Molly.
Hooching with. What is hooching with?
Hooching.
Hooching.
It's a double thing. You could hooch the marijuana and you can hooch on the lady. It can be a hooch. Hoochie mama.
All right, what did you have to talk about? Because that's not it.
It is not.
Oh, welcome back to another episode of Cocktails with Dimples in the Beard, Barbie edition. We got the All-American Barbie, a award-winning cam model.
Ooh, can't wait.
Miss Caitlyn Brooks coming on. So don't ruin my enormous with a lame story.
Well, it's a busy. I had a busy day.
I had a bit. What's that? I had a busy.
I had a bad day.
I had a bad
I had a great day.
How many chicks do you?
No, I didn't. So I got to meet a
chick,
not a chick, an old rock star.
You got to meet an old rock star.
I was mingling with rock stars.
Steve Perry.
No. So
CC DeVille.
Closer. It's a band. You like them? They're fine. I like them. They've been around. They've got a lot of great tunes. And here's what happened.
Jack White. No, not Jack Russell.
No. How would I? So I went to they launched a brand of vodka and they were at a signing. So I went to visit. So I went down.
On who?
You'll find out who. And I did more for the
Are you going to make this story so long that we don't know?
No, just stop interrupting me. We'll go through. So I went down and I said, how much for a bottle? How many will they autograph? And instead,
What?
I said, give me a case.
Rock and roll vodka.
Give me a case.
Cheap Trick.
Rick Nielsen, the one and only. Me and him were mingling.
Shit, no kidding. When's he coming on?
Well, we'll see. So I
love Cheap Trick.
Here's the deal. You buy a bottle, he signs it. Oh, I said, wow, that hurt. I said,
Sorry, folks.
How much for a case? He goes, well, he's not signing 12 bottles.
Oh, who cares?
So he goes, here's the deal. You buy a case of vodka.
Oh, he signs like his face.
He signs 3 bottles, and then he gives you an autographed metal sign.
Oh, yeah.
So we got some vodka for a while. 12 bottles, 3 signed, so 3 won't be opened. We got some rock and roll picks. We don't want to zoom in, but you can't see it. Scan the back. You can win codes. So as I'm sitting there, I met the gentleman.
What gentleman?
Rick.
Yeah.
He autographed some albums for me.
Rick was like, please. Were you the only one there?
Second in line, bitch.
At what time?
Second in line.
This happened today?
No, over the weekend.
Oh.
Over the weekend. Signed two things you could sign.
Oh.
So I met him. I got some pictures with him. Also, I got to get a rock and roll t-shirt.
Okay, can we move on? Did he get a
So I talked to him, had a picture with him. I talked to him and I went, chit-chatted for a minute, and then I said, hey, I got a podcast if you ever want to come on and promote your vodka.
Yeah.
And he went, bringing that up's disgusting. Hey, go talk to my PR guy. He was really kind of funny.
Yeah.
So this is Mr. PR guy's business card.
Let's not show that. We don't need people
to hit him up.
Right. Yeah. People will be like, yeah, I'm that podcast. Remember?
There you go.
Uh-uh.
So we will be chatting with OD Patton. See if Rick wants to come on the podcast.
Move your drink so we can just have all 3 in a row. This episode is definitely sponsored. Whoop. See, I'm going to spill it. Move it back. This episode is definitely sponsored by our new vodka sponsor.
Our new best friend.
I mean, you paid for it, but or did you? Well, no, you didn't use the business card. There ain't enough money in the business card for a case of vodka. That I can guarantee. I know this wasn't a cheap box of vodka.
It was just a cheap trick to get it.
Ooh.
So what was funny about I was the first one to ask about the case, and they're like,
yeah, you're probably the only one.
No, they're like, why are you buying a case? And I'm like, look what I get for free. And then the lady in front of me goes to her husband, I want a case. So they got a case. And then the guy behind me is going, oh, where'd you get that sign? I'm like, let me tell you. So I got 7 people in line to buy cases because I talked him into buying a case. You get that sign free.
You hear that, rock and roll vodka? You hear that, Rick Nielsen?
You, buddy.
We're looking for a vodka sponsor. So maybe we sold you 7. Sorry. He sold 7 of your cases because I wouldn't have. He sold 7 of your cases. Maybe you send us 7 free bottles and they'll always be on our table.
And I like to think that they shared it with someone else and they bought cases. So probably more.
In the end, you probably sold at least 10 cases.
At least.
So
I couldn't walk down the whole line. It was down and down. So it was pretty cool.
Have you ever fallen asleep jerking off?
like
yeah, essentially, yes. Am I the only one? Am I really? Never. I mean,
I guess I got to think of. I mean, I be like really tired, and I just was.
I'm not gonna say like I fell asleep and didn't wake up till the morning. Fell out of bed, bumped my head. No, I'm saying like you just drift off and then go, oh yeah.
Oh yeah. No.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what I was doing.
When your eyes are still kind of closed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, you know what? Let's get this freaking party going. rockin' vodka, but we'll just do it and give a like, subscribe, leave a comment.
Have you ever fallen asleep while you're
to sponsor us? And I'm
sorry, we obviously did not work out our lines for that. We had very different ideas.
Yeah.
Tell Rick Nielsen, ask Rick Nielsen if he's ever fallen asleep while jerking
because he's gonna listen to this and be like, no, I don't need that. These boys. We'll just bleep every dirty word. All right, let's not keep a pretty sexy lady waiting.
Ooh. So without further ado, Miss Caitlyn Brooks.
Ooh.
Hey guys, how are you today?
Hello, how are you, Caitlyn?
I am fantastic. Having a pretty great evening so far. Sorry to keep you guys waiting this evening.
Oh, you're worth it. We're good.
Yes, not a problem.
This is our party night. You know, these are our chill nights. We get to hang out and do our thing. So if it lasts a little longer,
I'm just trying to read your shirt. Baddie.
One of my brand recognitions is I'm BDSM Barbie on the internet, so it's kind of synonymous with my brand.
There we go.
Well, I'm just saying, promote.
Right from the get-go.
let the boys see what you're selling. Yeah.
Look. It sells itself. We're talking to an award winner.
That's true.
An award-winning cam model.
Yes, I'm very, very lucky that LCA, the Live Cam Awards in Portugal, just recently recognized me as the Independent Cam Model of the Year, which I'm very grateful for and is a huge honor. It's absolutely stunning.
It is. Congratulations. That's
to
wonderful.
even be nominated among some of the badass women who do what I do, I'm floored. I got on stage and said, did you read my name right? Are you sure? Me?
Can I see that? Is that really? Oh, that's me. All right.
Is there another Caitlyn Brooks in the house?
There was not.
Well, it was.
There was not. And so by default, it went to me.
Nobody else is nominated. No, but you were well deserved. You're very hardworking, and we want to hear all about your journey and what you have to offer. It looks like you just have so much fun.
I do. I have a lot of fun. I'm very grateful that my job, my industry, everything about my life is literally, what you dream of, just waking up and getting to do exactly what you love to do for a living.
Yeah.
I girl bossed a little close to the sun and accidentally started getting emails and real life things. And I was like, oh my God. There's a job that goes with this too, guys. Okay, worth it. I'll do paperwork for anything in the world. Why not do paperwork for, I don't know if I can say this word here, but for corn? Why not do paperwork for corn instead of paperwork for anything else in the world?
Yeah. No,
that's true.
You say whatever you want to say. We're not worried about that. So
I love that. No censorship.
No, we don't let YouTube govern what, we won't get paid for the episode, but we don't get paid much by YouTube anyway. So
I love it. I can be as risque as possible, which is not something you can really do on the internet these days. So, I mean, even the platforms that support sex workers have their terms of service and dial us down just a little bit so that the credit card processors don't lose their minds.
Right.
That's unbelievable.
Can't break the internet. Pornhub already did that for us.
Pornhub has just killed everybody in that. I mean, I guess.
Sadly, nobody in the world is ever going to look at their business and go, damn, I'd really like to cost us millions of fucking dollars right now and just end processing this. Nobody makes that call. It's not like somebody woke up in their wheelhouse and was like, damn, we should just fuck everyone right now. We have to openly admit and see that they didn't do that. And Visa and MasterCard, something that's outside of our realm of control, woke up one day and decided that. And so we all kind of shit on MindGeek a little bit about everything that went down. And yeah, there are some things they should have done differently. We all feel that. We all feel that in the whole world. But nobody's perfect. They are pioneers in the industry. They had to figure out how the fuck to not do it for somebody. Somebody had to figure out what the fuck not to do so that the rest of us didn't get fucked for the rest of our lives. So at the end of the day, yeah, we can all shit on MindGeek as much as we want and be really pissed at them and be angry at Pornhub and all that kind of bullshit. But at the end of the day, the real enemy is Visa and MasterCard, and pitting us against each other in the industry is not going to get us anywhere. It's really not.
And I guarantee you in a popularity contest, Pornhub is beating MasterCard and Visa all day long, every day. So
I mean, if Pornhub sends me a bill and Visa and MasterCard send me a bill, one of them I'm way more okay paying at the end of the day. One more, I'm like, I enjoyed that. Fuck yes.
exactly.
The other one, I'm like,
yeah.
Well, I love that you twist everything to be positive.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I think that there's so much negative in this world. We have so much bullshit that goes on. There's so many hot button subjects and things that you can't say or things that you shouldn't say or talk about or do or things that you should do and talk about and say that I just be yourself and have fun. Somebody's going to be mad about something you're doing. I'm a porn star, for God's sakes. I don't even mean that. I'm a cam girl at the end of the day. I don't consider myself a porn star, but that's logistics.
Sure.
At the end of the day, I'm a cam model. I get paid for sex and to take my titties out on the internet. And people get pissed off about that. So I'm already like baseline. I'm fucking shit up and making people uncomfortable. So if you smile, you're going to leave with an uncomfortable erection and a smile. And I'm okay with that. I want you to smile while you're jerking it.
My erection is very comfortable right now, actually.
You've got two smilers right now. I mean, like, yeah, you're not going to, we're going to smile for the remainder of the time.
So imagine you're on a date with a girl and you're like, damn, I love this girl. She's so much fun. I'm having so much fun with her. Is that the girl who's like positive and upbeat and like somebody you want to hang out with? Or is it the girl who's like, fuck this shit and fuck this life and fuck what's going on around here and fuck everybody? You know, at the end of the day, the person you want to go home with, the person you want to take home to your bedroom is the girl who's positive, who's upbeat, who's having fun. And
or hot. And
he's like, or hot, but let's be honest, I don't have very many options, so I take what I can get. So baseline, if they're hot, I don't care how they treat me, I'm good.
There you go.
I immediately want to dive into that and be like, have you explored your fetishes yet? Because that leaves the door wide open for some of my specialties.
All right.
What is your specialty? Let's get into that.
Actually,
obviously you have more than one, but
people are actually always surprised when I tell them what my number one or my top seller is, because I am that personable, upbeat, fun person. So you're immediately like peg me as like girl next door, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Oh.
I'm the bratty cheerleader you had absolutely zero chance with in high school. You had absolutely zero chance with. She wouldn't even look to your direction. And actually, you still can't look her direction without paying a large amount of money and like for the air you're breathing, because fuck you, pay me or leave me the fuck alone. You men, they're kind of disgusting and they're very, very welcome that they can be in my presence if and when I let that happen.
So that's your number one.
My entire brand, 90% of what I do is cuckolding, meaning you have to hit a certain, like cuckolding is huge for me, small penis humiliation, jerk off instruction, cum eating instructions, you know, they want the girl next door to giggle and laugh at them and like bring out that mean side. So it's something about that innocence and that like cutesy girl next door thing, but she's still a super bitch to me. Like she's so nice to everyone, but she's like a super bitch to me. And they feel it, you know, they feel good about that. And for me, I like to please. I'm a people pleaser at the end of the day. That's why I got into this job.
Obviously.
I am. And so the people who are asking me, because I started with the, you know, cutesy daddy girl next door thing, and like throughout my career, it kind of evolved into where I am now. And I feel good about it still because I'm like, well, they're asking me to be mean. So like, it's what they want. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're just giving the people what they want.
Absolutely. If it wasn't you, they'd go somewhere else to get it. So
and I'm like, I mean, you want me to make you question your existence? And if your mother loves you and like tell you your dick is small because it's 2 inches big, sure, absolutely. That's what you want? Absolutely. Now I'm gonna double down, and if you cry, it's not my fault because you asked for it.
So I'm going to scrap my next question. Was it hard for you to get into this character? Nope, because we'll move on to the next. I think we answered that.
What?
So actually, when I first started doing femdom, it felt very not natural. You know, to insult someone, to belittle them, to put them down.
Right.
And in your normal everyday life, you just don't treat people like that. Like, who the fuck wakes up in the morning and like, okay, there are people, but not in my life. Not anyone who's experienced me. Like, you wake up and you're just like, fuck you, buddy. Fuck you and your tiny dick. Like, I get it. You may be in traffic screaming at the guy next to you and that feels good, but you're not like yelling that at your partner or
Right.
like waking up in the morning and like you see your cat and you're like, you fucking small dick loser. Fuck out of here. No, you're not doing that. So yeah, of course it felt really unnatural at first because I'm like, the shit that comes out of my mouth sometimes when I watch my videos on playback, I'm like, damn, I'm mean as fuck. Like, would I be okay if the internet like doxed me over the shit that I just had come out of my mouth? Like, is this guy's mom gonna come for me if she ever sees this video? Like guys, I get scared of myself sometimes. I'm like, I would not want to pull my dick out in front of me. I would be scared of me after hearing some of the shit I say.
Kind of want to pull my dick out.
You don't, because I'm brutally honest and quite
I want him
honestly,
to. I want him to.
especially if you're not trimmed, clean shaven, like you don't wax, trim, do some shit,
Never mind.
decorate down there. I don't know, hang tinsel, like do something to impress me. Like put effort in. Everybody whips their raw meat out for no reason. Okay,
Here,
like I
I'm
want
gonna.
you to
Here's
decorate
how.
it. Put a hat on it.
Look,
Here's how I'm going to impress you. I'm going to keep it in my pants.
look, I saw you.
That's a way to do it. Do you know, actually, I love the fans. I actually do have a lot of fans who come into my room and they just want to chat. They just want to hang out. And that's actually a lot of my fans. There are men who are in my cam room who have been my fans for, 5-6 years.
Wow.
And they've never intentionally, and I do say intentionally because occasionally it happens accidentally, they've never intentionally seen me naked. Like there are men who come in my room and tip me to put clothes on. They're like, oh shit, your tits are out. Please put your clothes on. I can't have a conversation with you. Your tits are out. And I'm just like, I'm sorry. And some of them are like, well, you're my future wife. And if I see you naked on the internet, like, you're never going to want to marry me because I'm going to become one of your fans. And I'm like,
Okay.
it's not my tits that make you my fan. It's the fact that this is how we're meeting. This is what we're doing right now. So I have fans that very much so come into my room and they're just like, I love you and I just want to talk to you or be in your presence or like conversate or chit chat. I had some guy come to my room who's like regular and he was like, hey, I'm having a really shitty day. I think I'm going to lose my dog. And I have a cat that if I lost my cat, I would like send out a 911 text to like everyone. Okay? I mean, you won't see me for a couple weeks online because I'll be mourning my cat. Like I'm dressed in all black online. Just okay. So when he said this, I was like, oh my God, are you okay? Like I wanted to die for him. I was like, my poor heart hurts for you. And he's just like, yeah. So he tips me to take my tits out and I take my tits out and all enthusiastically trying to make him smile. And he's like, yeah, not even the tits are doing it today. I was like, oh my God, you really are sad today. Like, I'm so concerned for you. And we just sat there and talked for like 35, 45 minutes. And like, I'd never had more than a 3 to 5 minute conversation outside of, tits and ass on the internet with this man beforehand. But he had built up such a connection and he built up such a comfort being in my presence and being in my cam room and vibing with me that he felt comfortable when he was having a low moment, opening up and having like a real human experience, which is I think the biggest difference between a porn star and a cam girl, although we're blurring the lines with content creation and, fan sites and things like that, but the real true difference between watching a porn star and paying a cam model, and I think this is why people are like, why would somebody pay for porn when it's free on the internet? It's because they're not paying for nudes. They're not paying for naked.
Right.
I mean, some people are, they're paying for tits and ass, but the real core bottom line of it is they're paying for human connection.
Right.
And not getting human connection from watching somebody suck dick POV on a video. You are getting human connection watching someone suck dick POV live to where they're having a conversation and a repertoire and a back and forth and like able to really it's not even about creating the fantasy that's in your head. It's more about they have another human they're playing off of and connecting with. There's back and forth. There's feedback. You walk into the grocery store and you automate a checkout. That feels a lot different than 20 years ago.
Oh.
I'm aging us a little bit. Than 20 years ago, when you'd go to the grocery store and chit chat with your local cashier because you knew her by name.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
So I'm essentially the local cashier that you know her name. I'm the girl down the street that you walk into the video store and you have a conversation with because people are losing that level of human connection in the real world. And that's why we see this ramp up in, cam modeling and connection. COVID is a phenomenal look at that because you look at COVID, so many people were starved of human connection. And it breaks my heart, some of the stories I heard when I was camming live during COVID. One guy was like, "You're the first person I've talked to in 3 weeks outside of like my core work team." And I was like,
It was sad, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it breaks my heart, but also it brings me so much joy because I'm like, fuck yes, let's talk shit and strut your dick, dude. Like let's do something fun. Let's make you smile. Like the endorphin release
Uh,
that you're getting hanging out with me, stroking your dick, like it just amps up the conversation. Let me tell you some shitty dad jokes and like we'll figure out if it makes you flaccid or extra hard because you're getting one of the two from me. You're either going to be immediately so turned off, like, what the fuck is this dorky ass girl doing on the internet right now? Or you're going to be like, damn, this is what I've been waiting for.
I
No
found my kink. I found my
Dad,
kink.
yeah, dad jokes from a hot blonde with her tits out. It's
Hey,
Why
that's me
not?
like 5 days a week.
it seems like a Pornhub search bar for me.
If my SEO goes through the roof for dad jokes, I'll just start tagging it on everything because I like to do cosplays, not because of the dressing up, although that's fun and creative and blah, blah, blah. My favorite part is the puns.
Oh,
You want
okay.
me to dress up as a nurse? Do you want to inject me with your penis cylinder? Like it's the jokes and the puns. Like I'll be a ho 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 for the holidays. Let me jingle your balls. Like Santa only
Uh,
comes once a year. Doesn't mean you should. Like the puns
Oh.
in my videos, I'm gonna be honest, they're not for my fans, they're for me. They're for me. My kink is working as many puns into this video as humanly possible.
I love it. You got to have a reason to do it, right?
if you can't make yourself smile,
I
right?
came for the bitches. I stayed for the puns.
You should have that on a shirt.
Honestly, we joke in my cam room very frequently that I'm going to start a hilarious t-shirts. And one of my hilarious t-shirts, our coined one, is I always say hasta la pasta when I get offline. I'm like, all right, guys, hasta la pasta. See you later. It's like, I'm going to get a t-shirt made with like little dancing macaroni noodles that just say hasta la pasta. And people are like, don't do that. Like my fans point blank are like, don't do that. Like do anything you want. Just stick to your day job, girl.
I don't know. I like me a funny girl.
I was gonna say I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, do it.
There are two things I do well. Smoke a lot of weed and tell a lot of dad jokes, honestly.
Well, it sounds like you do more than two things well. You're very good.
Well, I mean, we can't talk about that stuff on the internet normally, so shh.
Yeah.
I pay for
Oh,
that.
award winning. Just remember, award winning.
Yes.
And
yes.
I can't.
I mean, more than one camera has died because I like got too excited during a show and then suddenly shit's everywhere and I'm just like, oh shit, camera's dead. Show's over.
Wow.
Killed commitment. I didn't know I could squirt that far, but we have created a new record, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Okay.
So
Dousing cameras left and right.
we do. We get wild on cam sometimes. Every once in a while, they catch me on a real crazy day because, like, I mostly, like I said, do like femdom and small penis humiliation. But you get me in a good cuckolding show, and the next thing you know, we're at Wet and Wild. Hold on, splash zone.
Oh,
It's not Shannon, but it is a big willy.
where where is the best place to find you on a cam show? Where's your
So I'm actually a Streammate model, and Streammate recently partnered with Jerkmate. So I'm on Streammate and Jerkmate. You can find me. Also, all my links, like everything in the universe, is under MissCaitlynBrooks.com. I own my domain name. I put everything there, so you never have to guess. Like, is this her? Is this her catfish? Is this her best friend dressed up as her? I don't even know anymore.
nice?
I run
Nice.
all my own platforms, so it keeps me busy as fuck. But like anytime you're logged in and you're talking to Caitlyn Brooks, like you're actually talking to Caitlyn Brooks, keeps me a little crazy. But I mean, if I wasn't a little crazy, my cam shows wouldn't be as wild. So it's really fun that all my fans can kind of make sure that they're actually talking to me and not, an agent or a
Yeah.
chatter or a sexter or things like that. Because I know a lot of girls do that. And no, I don't think I found another human being who can emulate my weird.
I'm gonna say if I ever go on and you're not acting like this, I'm gonna know. You're gonna
That's
know
what I'm
how.
saying. I'm a little weird, and like until I find somebody who matches my like ADHD autism spectrum self, like to a T, like I can't do it. I can't fake this. Trust me. I've interviewed humans. I tried. I was like, I'm gonna be on 24/7. No, I'm not. I'm gonna be on for like 6 hours. I get tired, guys. I get tired. I was like, I'm gonna make an AI robot of me. No,
No.
I'm not. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
My AI robot would just it would freak me
Malfunction.
out. It would freak me out too much. It would freak me out too much. I'd be like, damn, I'm watching myself on the internet, but I'm not on the internet. It would freak me out too much. I can't do it.
Nope. Good. Don't, because we want the real thing. I
Would you,
mean,
I can't.
but
especially with you.
would you masturbate to your own AI robot though, if you were watching yourself on cam?
I think the real question is if I could clone myself, would I fuck myself? And absolutely I would.
That's a
Absolutely. Fuck
better,
AI. Throw
better
AI out the
question.
window. I want 10 years more advanced. I want to clone myself. I want them to actually figure out how to digitally like roll back the clock, make me 25 again. I'm gonna fuck me at 25 and be like, damn, I see what everybody was hyped about. Yep, I get it. I understand now.
I get
That's
it
the
now.
moment.
I get it now.
That's it. Like I got my tits done and I went, oh shit, I get the obsession with titties. I'm never gonna put these things down. And like I literally find myself in public places doing it. And I'm like,
Oops.
Nope.
I am not supposed to grope myself in public. And like I'll literally be places like, don't touch yourself. Don't touch yourself. Getting on an airplane. Fuck. Okay, I'm not. Did anybody else see that?
I
God, I wish I would be on a plane and see that.
so say every dude sitting in a is hoping, oh, I hope she's sitting next to me. Please let her be sitting next to me.
I mean, I'm on an airplane like 45 fucking times a year, it feels like. You can catch me flying to Europe, Romania, Colombia, Miami.
You do travel a lot.
I'm all over the world. I'm so
Look,
grateful and so blessed for that, but also at the same time, oh, it's so tiring.
So you're on a lot of planes. Can we hear the porn plane story?
yes.
You can hear the porn plane story. Okay.
And where can I buy a ticket?
Okay,
You can't.
so actually, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity type moment.
Damn it.
And I seized this moment. Hear me out. As soon as this, like literally, I had like a 1 week heads up for this. And I literally was like, stop everything. We need to make things happen right now.
Yeah.
So there are several major industry conventions that happen kind of back to back. So we call them show runs. So there's the West Coast show run that includes, XBiz and AVN. There's a couple European show runs. And, one of those show runs includes Prague and Cyprus. And we were all booking tickets, the entire adult industry, essentially. We're all booking tickets to fly from Prague to Cyprus. And we're seeing these tickets for this time block. And we're like, Jesus fucking Christ, it's like $1,300, $1,500, $1,700 for like economy class tickets, right? It was ridiculous. And everyone's like, fuck, I mean, we're all gonna do it, right? But we all started chatting, and actually somebody who is not in this position now, but she's now the business development manager at Strip Chat, and an amazing human, Andra, coordinated an entire 757 that she rented for the entire adult industry private charter jet at a 757. And we booked out the tickets. Everybody bought a seat. Like we averaged, okay, there's how many seats on a 747? Each seat costs roughly XYZ amount of dollars. And everyone's like, that's like a fifth of what we're all paying to fly to this place. And we're all leaving the same day. We all have to be there the same day. And she went, fucking, I'm going to do it. Everybody pitch in. And so everybody did. We all pitched in. We all bought a ticket. We bought our seats. She booked the plane. And like true degenerate fashion, we had a good like 200 industry members at the airport, all together, all dressed up. There are photos on like my Instagram of me like sitting on a pile of suitcases being like wheelied around while somebody's like walking behind me with a boombox, like while we're standing in line, because like we're practically the only people here. And we check in, we get on the plane, and everyone's like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I don't know if for legal purposes, everything said from this point on is satire.
Of course.
So at this point, we're paying off like the flight attendants to let us open our own duty-free alcohol and things like that. We finished like on this porn plane, they finished like 12 bottles of tequila between everyone on the plane. People are buying like pitchers of juice like from the flight attendant, like in the whole bottle. Like somebody's like, can I just get an apple juice? And she's like, goes to port. He goes, no, just leave the bottle. And she goes, sir, I'm not allowed to. He pulls out $50. Just leave the juice. And she's like, okay, sir, here's your juice. And like we got a little crazy to the point where like halfway through the flight attendants were just like, and they just locked themselves in the back cabin. Like they were just done. They were done with us. They were like, there is no controlling these degenerate people climbing over seats, standing in. Nobody was sitting down. I don't even.
Were clothes on or off at this point?
Here's what happened.
Okay, we need to know
I saw this opportunity about a week ahead of time when we were all booking this, and I went, so like only industry humans, like there will be no external people, no children, nobody under the age of 18. Nobody who's not legally allowed to sign a 2257 if needed. Oh. And they were like,
industry term.
Sure.
2257 is the form that models share that basically age verify ourselves to each other. And there's another piece of this form. It's like a little group of documents that legally allow you to sell your work. Because if you just film with someone and you don't have the legal documents, you can't upload it on the internet because we considered revenge porn and a lot of other things. And legally, the person who films it owns it. So if you both want to own it, you have to share rights. It's like, it's a real business, and people people fail to realize that, like, just like, you know, you have to do paperwork to sell a car, you got to do the same amount of paperwork to shoot a porn video. So I was like, so I got a bunch of adults who know how this works and will sign this paperwork that I need if I really truly needed them to. Okay, I'm going to test that theory. And I ordered, because I'm known as BDSM Barbie. So I am Barbie. I dress up for all the Barbie events. I'm normally in head to toe pink at every single adult industry event. Like you literally see a big pink blur just running by in the crowd. It's me. Promise you it's me. Long tits and pink. It's 100% me 90% of the time.
Perfect.
That's what I'm known for, is always being head to toe in pink. And so like my house, I have like pink trash bags and pink toilet paper. It's really weird.
Oh.
Like I took it to a whole new level. So I'm on this plane with all of these crazy human people, and I literally pull out my flight attendant Barbie outfit. Because of course I have a flight attendant Barbie outfit.
Oh yes,
of course you do.
And I was like, y'all mind if I film in the back of the plane? And everyone's like, we don't give a fuck what you do. And so next thing you know, I'm in full strip. I'm actually wearing Louboutin heels, full Barbie, like flight attendant, the hat, the gloves, the little outfit, the whole 9 yards. And we shoot a whole porno on this plane in the back, like 3 rows and a couple like passenger type things where it's like upskirt shots and some other crazy stuff like that. But we knocked out a whole ass video. And I would probably call it one of my favorite pieces of work, except for I had a pimple on my left butt cheek. And at least it looks like a pimple, but it's actually a bug bite from being in Prague. I had a bug bite. And so there's just giant bug bite on my ass. And like in my head, I was like, if I was at home, I'd probably reschedule filming this so that like my fans get the highest quality and like everything's good. But I was like, when the fuck am I going to have access to an entire 747 full of people cheering me on as I'm fucking myself?
I'm wondering
where you can see this?
Well, that, yes. So yes, that for sure. 2, is it the only porn you're aware of that's actually shot at 35,000 feet?
Wow.
No, absolutely not. Nope. And the reason I can say that is I know that in Colombia, they did a VR topless skydiving porn shoot.
Oh,
This girl went skydiving, butt naked, topless, the whole nine, skydiving in VR.
Oh, bless her.
So I wish now, is it the only one with full penetration? Maybe, possibly. But the
Okay.
only porn video, no, because the VR guys, they nailed
sure.
that. They
Sure.
nailed that. Actually, knowing that they did that, I went, it's not illegal. It can't be illegal.
Yeah, I don't know.
You got forms. It can't
Right.
be.
Right. I'm guessing
I
there
might
are
have to
not
do
a lot
research about that.
Yeah. So where can we find this video?
So I rotate my videos out, but if you join my OnlyFans and you ask me, for the 747 video or my flight attendant Barbie video, you definitely can get access to it there. You can DM me on my Streamy or my Stream fans and ask for it there. Basically, MissCaitlynBrooks.com. It's got all the links, and anywhere you kind of find me, you can get whatever kind of content your little heart desires.
Well, don't be surprised if one of your newest OnlyFans subscribers, because I subscribed today. So if one of your newest OnlyFans subscribers hits you up for that video relatively soon.
All I'm saying is
You hyped it up, so it's
I might have to come 747 times.
I might as well.
oh,
No, I will. That would take me from
That's
now
the
until
goal.
that would be a weekend. It wouldn't just be one night. It'd be a weekend. Okay.
at least a weekend.
How
I
much?
don't know. How many times have you ever masturbated and come in a single day? Like in your 24 hours, you've got to have like a number. What number have you?
Oh,
Yeah,
Because,
back
like
when
I'm a cam model. I'm online masturbating for 6 or 7 hours a day sometimes.
sure. Well, you're getting paid for it. I'm just doing it for fun.
Well, I mean, there are definitely days I decide I'm not going to work on the internet, and like people would think on my day off I'm going to like go do something exciting. No, I'm going to eat junk food and I'm going to masturbate ugly in my bed.
masturbate
And they're just
ugly.
like, wait, don't you do that on your days on? I was like, nope, I do my hair and makeup on those days, so I masturbate pretty in my bed.
It's completely different.
Completely different. It's a completely different vibe. In one of them, I'm in like a big t-shirt and like no panties, and then the other one, I'm in sexy lingerie that like holds my tits up to my nose.
I think
So that
Like
there's
both
so many
are hot. It
so
just
many
depends.
thoughts. So many
I was
thoughts.
just about to say both are hot, so it depends on what
Yes.
flavor you want. So you do get flavor B, relaxed and chilling out, like more often on like my OF or like my Sex Panther. Because like when I'm full glam and I'm in full like Dom and all that kind of stuff, I'm online, I'm live. And
Yeah.
when I'm more chill and like hanging upside down in my yoga spooning naked, you're likely gonna find me like on my Sex Panther. So it just kind of depends on what flavor of Caitlyn you're looking for.
Okay, so that was one of my thoughts was that you're alone ugly masturbating, which I don't believe you that it is.
No, but I have to say, masturbate ugly is definitely the title for this episode. That's my
Absolutely.
favorite thing that somebody said.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely masturbate ugly. Please masturbate ugly.
I love that.
So you are willing to put it out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Masturbate ugly. Do it. Like put your hair in a bun, like take your lashes off, take your bra off, because every woman who tells me they enjoy masturbating wearing their bra is lying to you or a masochist.
Right.
A masochistic liar. Done. That's it. I will not believe you when you tell me you want to put on your strappy honey burdette corset and tie it so tight you can't breathe and then get off, unless you're into torture.
Which
Nobody
is
wants to do it. Will
possibility.
I do it? And I was just about to say, I have been bound in rope and hung by an anal suspension hook. So
Oh,
do I get into the kinky pain things occasionally? I dabble every once in a blue moon, but it's not my forte. It's not my jam. I'd rather be mean to you than you be mean to me. I'd rather insult you. Don't ever call me names. Like, please be nice to me. I will cry.
I don't want to make her cry.
Can dish, but
That's what
can't
I'm saying. It's like I'm that person who they're just
Yeah,
like, see, there's two different kinds of mean. There's like, fuck you, you dirty little cum slut. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a dirty little cum slut. And then there's like, fuck you, bitch. And I'm like, oh my God, you're so mean. I'm gonna cry. Do you hate me?
right.
Or there's like, see, and you can call me a dirty little cum slut, but then like slightly raise your voice over like, I don't know, not liking the color of the coffee this morning, and I'm gonna break down in tears because I can make better coffee, I swear.
It's a fine line.
I'll step
It
on
is.
your balls and kick you in the face, but also, can I make you dinner? Is it cool? Like, are you hungry? Like, I'm hungry.
Give us a sec, real quick. We don't want to lose the vibe.
I just gotta fix the
We're gonna
camera.
cut this out. Unfortunately, our new camera, we fucked up a bit. And we're just gonna reset it.
No, do your thing. I'm in the process of filming new equipment for interviews and things like that, and it's always the bane of my fucking existence.
Well, we did it last night.
New
We
lighting, new
didn't know.
camera.
It's
I'm
a
not
new
a
camera.
tech person. You know how like 90% of humans would 90%, nope, still all right. You know how like 90% of other percent of, oh, it's one of the tracking ones?
Yeah.
I've been wondering how those do. I think it's because they don't have his face registered, so it's only tracking you and it's putting you in the center.
Yeah.
It's something goofy, but every once in a while it was zooming on me alone.
There we go.
And
it's losing his face. It's because of the epic man beard.
Well, what it is this thing like
there you
we'll
go.
take.
You need to get big lips, like those fake big lips. Like you remember back in the 90s when they had those suckers that were like the giant big lips?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Get a pair of those, and every time you like disappear on cam, just like pop them in real quick so that it's back to you.
And he's back. No, I just need him to stop. If he just stops talking with his hands all the time, we'll be fine.
I really
You
been
can't
trying.
You can't grab her boobs through the screen, so stop doing
I'm
it.
sorry, but that's like
try.
telling an ADHD kid to sit in a white room and not think of anything. Like, stop talking with your hands. He's on the spectrum, clearly. Let him have his moment.
Let me have my time.
Oh, I love you. I love
It's like
you.
a fidget spinner, like in midair, okay? You need something to do.
Wait, can I just pay you to be mean to him?
I mean, that's a service I provide.
Because I'm like, yeah, I don't know that I can handle it. I might cry a little bit, but I would certainly love to watch you be mean to him for a little while. Would that be weird if I was jerking off to that?
Do you want to? I was just asking, is it weird if you're jerking off to me being mean to your friend?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like reverse cuckolding? Did you just invent a new fetish?
I might have.
Ooh.
It's reverse cuckolding. My dick's so big, insult his tiny penis. Now I'm gonna have to make a video called reverse cuckolding and see how it does. We already have the title of the episode is masturbating ugly. I got reverse cuckolding.
We are creative.
We're just flowing tonight.
I'm giving this all the credit.
Oh.
Like I said, I too am a weed smoker. I actually, if we're allowed to show it, I have a novelty piece that my fans go bananas.
Yes.
over.
Oh yeah,
2.7
absolutely.
seconds.
Any FYI, any question you have, the answer is yes. Yep, go ahead. Nice.
This is my dong bong. It's my toxic masculinity check in my household. Because when you have friends who smoke weed and they're like, yeah, we're gonna come over, we're gonna smoke weed, we're gonna hang out, we're gonna chill. And I'm like, okay, cool. Wanna hang out at my house? How sex worker friendly are you? And they're like, I love bitches, they're epic. Okay. How sex worker friendly are you? Like when I tell you my house is sex worker themed, are you okay with that? They're like, absolutely. Okay. All right, you said it. Invite them over to my house, come hang out, right? And they're like, all right, let's smoke a joint. And I was like, well, actually, while I roll this joint, do you want to hit the bong? They're always like, yeah, of course I want to hit the bong. Anyone with an epic sense of humor immediately is like, okay, that's dope. That's fucking hilarious. Give me the bong.
Yeah.
It's my toxic masculinity check because every once in a blue moon, you get that person who's like, oh, no, bro, I don't put dicks in my mouth. Absolutely not. I'm like, do you think that makes you sound cool right now? Like, do you think that makes you sound more attractive to a woman because you're like, oh, I could never do that?
But expect you to.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And that's my next thought. I was like, okay, so ew, gross. I could never imagine doing that. First of all, I didn't ask you to imagine doing it.
Right.
So you went there, not me, buddy. And second of all, and my bigger question is, it's so gross, but you want me to do it? I got questions now. Why is it gross? Do you not wash your penis? Is your penis gross? What makes it gross? Is it your gross dick? Is it because you know how well you take care of your hygiene? Are you concerned that other men take care of their hygiene the same way you take care of your hygiene? Because now I don't want to put your dick in my mouth because I'm very concerned for you. Very concerned for you.
So, so, so as a man in front of a woman, anytime I'm presented with penis to put in my mouth, just do it.
Just say yes.
Yes,
Just put it in
if
your
a
mouth.
woman, hey, because in what situation is a woman presenting you a penis if she doesn't want you to put it in your mouth? Like, when will a woman like be like, here's this dick for you? Please don't put it in your mouth. I would hate for you to do that accidentally. Why would you do? No, at no point is a woman gonna whip a dick out and ask me not to put it in her mouth. Clause. If you're with women who are regularly whipping dicks out, I have a very different question for you because can I come hang out? Transsexuals are so fun.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This is something I have never told anyone that's not inside my inner circle. So this is 100% tea. If I could, if I could shoot with anyone in the community, like the trans community, I have been lusting after Emma Rose for goddamn so fucking long.
Beautiful.
And I don't care if you have a dick, a vagina, a goddamn twiddly dinks between your legs. If you don't find that human attractive, I'm concerned for your level of sexuality because that's one of the hottest bitches I've ever met in person.
Amen to that.
Exactly like she looks on the internet. And I'm like, how did you do that? Like, I also work on the internet and I cannot do that.
Oh. I'm with you. I'm with you. She's
not the only one. There are a lot of beautiful transsexuals. So many.
Even get in like just this industry in general. I'm such a lucky, blessed human being, and I say this so graciously that I'm literally surrounded by like the hottest, kinkiest, crazy people in like the world. Like
yeah,
the hottest, the kinkiest, the craziest, the most like down to earth, sincere, epic humans sometimes. And like I'm so grateful because like they've accepted me as one of their own. They haven't.
So prior to getting in the industry, what kind of people did you hang out with?
So, I was a band geek in high school. I mean, I was also I lettered in 8 sports, so I was one of those crazy, ridiculous overachievers. Yeah. But when I say that, like one of the sports was student council. One of them was marching band. I did track. I did dive team. I was in the volunteer club, which is called the Key Club at the time.
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah.
The honor society. Like I was a nerd in high school when it comes to like the activities I was in, but I went to a magnet school where being a nerd was actually cool. Like high school is not the same as it is on like the internet. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. It was like cool to be super involved and like a nerd. You were like super social, you knew everyone, you were just like, involved. And so I was super extra, super involved in high school. And I thought I wanted to be a lawyer. I was like, I'm going to go into environmental law. I'm going to change the world. I'm going to restructure the corporate enterprise from the ground up with eco-friendly environmental laws. I'm clearly from California. Never said a more California statement in my whole life.
This is true. But you are providing a service, so same thing.
Then I hit like my high school years and I went through litigations for my own very personal case from my youth, which I prefer not to speak on too much. But I went through litigations and I learned, what it looks like to be in a courtroom, how much time that is for a case versus how much fucking paperwork you have to be locked inside to do. And I mentioned this earlier. I don't do paperwork unless it's for porn. And the reason is because I literally said to myself, I was like, I'm not doing paperwork. I'm not going to live inside in an office for my life. Like, that's not what I want for myself. And so I went left turn real hard. And I decided I was going to go into fashion merchandising.
Perfect.
And I took a textiles class after getting like my high school was communications and broadcasting and international business and leadership law. I hard pivoted right after high school and decided I was going into textiles and fashion merchandising. And I was a full-time personal stylist. And I actually, shopped for other people and like bought clothes. And I live in Vegas, so it was really easy to get into that market because, there's tons of clients who are just like, hey, I have this event, have it at my room by XYZ time. I like these 3 stores. I like these 4 brands. Like, this is what I'm looking for. Here's a picture. So I started like memorizing. This is where the client relations comes in for like my part of the job is I started memorizing people's closets. Like, I could be like, oh, I shopped for this client 2 months ago. She owns, 6 of these track shoes. She has those gold shoes from Marciano, and she has those jeans that look really good with that white top. So knowing that, we're gonna add on, we're gonna, put some shit in there. We're gonna do new things. So I got to learn people through their clothing and their personality types and what they liked and how to cater to someone else, even though it's not my personal style or my personal preference. Like, that was really easy and something that I learned, hey, I'm fucking good at this. I enjoy it. But fashion merchandising got boring very quickly because retail services, celebrities are not all the greatest humans, and that hurts my heart. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Some of y'all are mean and it's not nice.
Yeah.
You're the one that needs to be mean, not them.
And look, see, this is where all this pent-up resentment and shit came in, right?
It's been building and building.
Retail, gotcha.
How do you get better at small penis humiliation? Say all the shit you ever wanted to say while working in retail. No, but
it actually makes perfect sense.
It does.
I went into art actually after that. I started as I took some time off to have my first child, and then I went into art. I was working at the Erotic Heritage Museum, which is the second largest erotic art display after the Louvre. And I got really involved in the Kinkster community and the event coordinating in the local community, learned about kink dungeons, started going to, events, coordinating events for LGBT community. We hosted some rallies. This was during some election years. So we hosted some rallies with like Planned Parenthood and some other like heavily involved aspects of the industry, like Cupcake Girls and things like that. So I started working with more the advocacy and industry side and event hosting for like kink dungeons and fun things like that. And it lucked me into meeting the people who do puppetry of the penis, which is puppetry of the penis, if you don't know, has been on stage at the Sydney Opera House and other really cool venues. It's the only naked show with dicks where people laugh and tell jokes with their literal penises as the prop.
I know some friends that went and saw that.
Okay, so I was actually the human being who licensed puppetry of the penis into the Erotic Heritage Museum and started that marketing campaign.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
And they had some comedians that used to regularly open for them, and eventually we booked a burlesque troupe to open for them. And the burlesque troupe was not a standard burlesque troupe. It was not a bunch of tall stick figure girls with, tassely breasts and fat asses. It really truly wasn't. It wasn't this classic skinny 1920s look either. It was like a band of misfits. We had plus size girls. We had a girl who was if you know anything about the BDSM community, she was a award-winning pony trainer. But when I say pony, I mean like people who are ponies, not like an actual horse. Okay, she has won awards for this as a dominatrix. And so there was a bunch of really kinky. There was somebody from the Nerdlesque troupe, which is a show in Vegas, if you've never seen it, where it's like they do kinky themed nights like Harry Potter burlesque and like nerd themed Star Wars burlesque.
Of course they do.
So there's a bunch of there was a couple girls from this troupe who also participated. And one day a bunch of girls got sick and some shit was going on, and somebody was like, hey, Caitlyn, can you put together a 2 to 3 minute act for us? Because like we need a time filler. Like we don't care what you do. And I was like, I was a cheerleader and like did professional dance for like 15 years in my youth. I'm sure I can do something. I was like, can I make it sexy? 50-50 chance. We'll see what happens. I literally looked at him like 50-50 chance. It might just be real awkward, but fuck it. And I was like, it's one night of my life, right? So I went on stage that night. It was a hit.
And what did
I
you do? What did you do?
I danced to Melanie Martinez. She does a song that was remixed with A Piece of Cake to Bake a Pretty Cake from Lazy Town. Yes, the children's show, Lazy Town. A piece of
Oh,
cake, pretty cake.
Mm.
That's the way we make it. You got to do the cooking by the book. No, okay. Well, look, it happened.
oh,
And there was flour involved that I threw at the crowd at one point when I because we were fake baking cupcakes and like stripped out of like I was high in my mom days during this, so it made total sense in my head. Stripped out of an apron, the whole 9 yards, sexy garters, tassels, burlesque. Eventually, I ended up doing feather fans in burlesque for a couple years, and I really liked it. So I danced for this burlesque troupe that night. It was supposed to be a one-off. 2 weeks later, management came to me and I worked. Mr. Mahoney owns the Erotic Heritage Museum, and Mr. Mahoney's legal team came to me and they were like, it's a little bit of a legal problem for you to be getting butt naked at like the place that you're booking events and like our professional face and dealing with the art auctions, the art curating, like our investors and the people who own the art and things like that. And I was like, right, I hear you. Cool, right. I've made more money in a weekend dancing with them than I made for you in a week, and I actually work here. So you're asking me to choose right now? You do know I'm a full-time single mom, right? Like, are you aware that this is the conversation we're having right now? Next door is deja vu. Like, right fucking next door, you got topless titty bitches over there, like right now. But it's a problem that I get naked to my tassels. And they were like, well, I mean, you could always go next door and it wouldn't be a problem. And I was like,
bam.
Give me a minute. I was like, give me a minute. I'm going to think about that. And I talked to a girlfriend about it. I talked to a couple girlfriends about this and I was like, this is what's going on. And my girl was like, why don't you come down to my studio? And I went, this sounds shady as fuck. Because this is before, you have to understand, this is before camming really popped off. This is before camming was really a thing. Like, honestly, truly, this is before the boom. This is before half the sites that are on the internet right now exist. Because I've been doing this for almost 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
yes. So at this point in time, I was like, what the hell are you talking about? She goes, oh, well, I work for this studio. It's like this new thing I started doing. I haven't told a lot of people about it, but now that I know what you're doing, like, here's the whole layout of what I'm doing. And I was like, so you just flirt with men on the internet? Because of course it was not laid out exactly what it was. It was like, I just flirt with men on the internet like a phone sex operator. And like, that's what I do. And like, I hardly like do anything but like show my toes. And I'm like, I got sexy feet. I can show my feet. I can show my feet. I've got great feet. And she did.
Wait. Do you have a ranking on WikiFeet?
I do not. So I mean, if you guys want to start giving me rankings, go rank my feet. But my girl convinced me to go down there, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm dressed like a stripper. I'm going to this random fucking old ass building in like the wrong part of town, if you know Vegas, because it's not far from like, for lack of a better term, the track.
yeah.
So I
know it.
literally was like, what the fuck am I doing with my life right now? Like, and I get there, and it was the most shady. Like, I no longer work with this studio. I was there for a long time, but when I got there, it was before the new management had taken over, and it was a hot mess. It was like everything you think about scary, like shady, dodgy studio in your head.
Yeah.
It was all happening. It was all happening. It was not a good introduction into paid sex work, honestly, because it was really shady. And part of me, like thinking back, was like, if I had walked into that room right now at this age, I would have noped the fuck out of that building so fast. I would have been like, have a great day. But back then, a little riskier, and I valued myself a little less. And I was like, that happen? happened? And my girlfriend was like, yeah, I've already made $400 tonight. And like I said, this is before the boom. So there was much, 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 much less cam girls on the internet than there are now. Much, 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 much less. And so she's like, yeah, I've already made like $400 or $500 tonight. And she's like, I didn't even take my clothes off. And I'm like, sus. Sus. Now that I know, like I realized that I was being fluffed a little bit, but I'm glad that they did to a certain extent, because as much as it sounds like coercion, it really wasn't. Because as soon as that, because they literally put you in a room and they were like, all right, now it's your show. You can do whatever you want. And I went, I'm gonna need some more direction here. Like, I'm a very type A human being. Like, I'm gonna need you to lay some shit out for me. And they were like, do what they want, have fun.
Did you sing your cake song?
I did not, okay? And so the first couple nights online were horrific for me. They were horrific. I made 25, like you hear about those girls who like got online and their first night online, they were making thousands of dollars and they was popping their pussy all over the, no, absolutely not. I made $25 an hour my first night online. I went home with $100. And I felt good about myself at that point. I was like, damn, girl. And she was right. I didn't really do much in my first couple shows. Obviously, this is before I learned a lot about it. So it was a very tame, very vanilla experience. I was doing the cutesy daddy girl next door thing when I first got into it. And I stuck it out that first week. And at the end of that first week, I was like, I'm done. I'm never going back to this. This is not the life for me. This is not it. And I actually, for lack of a better term, will tell you that it was survival sex work that had me go back, because, like I said, I'm a full-time single mom. Some shit popped off and I went, holy fuck. I have to pay how much money to continue living my life as comfortably as I'm currently living my life? All right, buddy, it looks like I'm going back next week. And I went back next week, and I went back with a very different mindset. Because the first time I went in, I was like, yeah, and the next time I went back and I was like, no, I'm going to do this on, I'm going to make money. I'm going to make a lot of fucking money, because if I'm going to do this, I'm going to make it worth it.
Yeah.
And when I went in with that mindset that I'm doing this for me, because the first time I went in, I was like, oh, I'm doing this for you guys. I'm here for my fans. I'm gonna do that. No, when I went back and I was like, no, I'm doing this for me. I'm here to enjoy myself. I'm here to own my brand. Throughout the next couple months, I really, became myself. And I learned very quickly, two things happen in sex work to almost everyone I see stay really long-term and fall in love with this industry is, one, they come into this industry and they start to value themselves monetarily. Obviously, we have to put a price on our content, price per minute, price per scene. And that very quickly becomes intrinsical value, because they're learning that they have value through that monetary exchange. And I watch girls very much so figure out what their boundaries are, figure out who they are as a person, figure out what they want as a person, figure out what they don't want as a person, which is equally and even more important in my personal opinion. And so they really start to build value intrinsically on themselves. And so I came into it, survival sex work, thinking, almost negatively about it to a certain degree. I knew I had a lot of fun on stage, but then I was like, fuck, being on stage is not going to cut it for me. And I didn't want to go into stripping, because Vegas is a scary market to start stripping in. Like that's literally what it comes down to. Had I lived in like the Midwest, I probably would have been on a pole on stage, but I wasn't. I was in Vegas, and camming was a little bit more within my realm of comfort. And then I learned that when you point a camera at me, I glow. And there's no other way to put that. I feel my dopamine, like all of those dopamine receptors that you turn on in your feel good moments, and like that you hear people talk about, like, I'm always trying to chase that dopamine, or I'm always trying to, do these things to like bring that smile to my face, no matter what mood I'm in, no matter how my day is going. If somebody points a camera at me, I'm like, Caitlyn Brooks is here. It's not an alter
Game
ego.
on, huh?
Because it's not an alter ego, because it's truly my personality, but it's like my personality turned up to 10, and all the parts about myself that I absolutely love, I get to share. Because, I was one of those kids, ADHD, autism, crazy bitch. I was one of those kids who was always like, Caitlyn, calm down. Caitlyn, sit down. Caitlyn, quiet. Caitlyn, chill out. Caitlyn, that's a little much. You're a little extreme. And I'm like, I'm just trying to exist in the world.
Yeah.
Right. You just
and
This is
so
me.
I found a brand of weirdos essentially on the internet who encourage the debauchery that everyone's like, yo, can you chill? Like, I can talk to myself for 3 hours online straight. And not a single person is like, dude, can you be quiet? Can you stop talking? Like, can you stop rambling about that? No, I cannot. Welcome to my tangent. It's the part of the autism spectrum I got instead of cool hyperfixation that will make me lots of money. I got random talking too much every time I'm nervous, and we're blabbing. Congratulations.
But that's the beauty, to find a way to just let it
Be
go
you.
and be, yeah.
That's the best part about adult industry is that's my brand. That's what it looks like when I log on and I talk to my fans. But if you talk to Kendra Sunderland or a Bella Danger or Romy Rain or half of these other porn stars, they're going to be like, I would never act like that bitch acts online. What the fuck is she doing? Like, and there are some of them who are like, nope, that's my girl, that's my vibe. I'm a total weirdo. So everybody gets to kind of embody who they are. But I think that's the greatest part about people is we're such dynamic beings.
Yes.
And so many people look for similarities between themselves and others because basic human connection, it's how the brain works. You look for similarities so you can find comfort. But I'm again a weirdo, and I love the odd striking differences between people. Like I love finding another human who's like, I fucking love, I'm trying to think of something I absolutely hate right now. I fucking love bell peppers on my pizza. It's the greatest thing in the world. I was like, I've always wondered the kind of person who orders that because I will never. Or somebody who's like, I don't drink coffee. And I'm like for you to just wake up and like not immediately need like bean juice to survive.
Yeah. I don't understand you. What is it like?
Yeah,
Tell me.
It's easy. It's easy.
And I know these are like some very like mild, funny, haha things. But I mean this on some like deeper, more like extreme things. I love picking another human's brain who's like, this is how I do this. And I'm like, why? What? And there have been times, even sitting in therapy, where I tell my therapist how I do something, and my therapist is like, okay, I'm going to need you to explain how we got to that conclusion. And I'm like this. And she goes, that makes a lot of sense.
And it makes perfect sense in your brain.
Thank you. I thought so too.
That's all that matters.
It's really all that matters.
All that matters.
It's just finding your tribe to vibe with at the end of the day is find your humans.
Yeah.
So I'm obviously thinking everyone in your continued fans, that's what they love about you. And they want the rants. They want this personality. And maybe their wives are the opposite. So this gives them a chance to go. I'm not saying they all have wives. But
I was going to say, I know that like not everybody's behind, the whole like home wrecking ridiculousness. But for me, I have a very specific instance where I had decided, fuck that. I will always be for home wrecking on the internet. And I had a long-term, and no, there's a reason. I have a legitimate reason. Legitimate
we
reason.
Want to get there. Let's go. We'll get there.
I had a fan who was my fan for 3.5 years. Loyal fan since the beginning, 3.5 years, came into my camera room and he broke up with me. And I was like,
how dare you?
And I did. When he started to type this out, he was like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be able to see you anymore. Da, 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 da. And at first I was like, why the fuck would you even come in here and tell me this? Now that I'm multiple years into my cam life, I'm like, I'd be heartbroken if certain fans left me and didn't give me a reason because you constantly wonder about them. But this man came into my camera room to break up with me. And the way he broke up with me, long of the short of it, was to tell me his wife's cancer was in remission. They had rekindled their sex life. I kept him from stepping out on his wife. He was able to stay loyal to her the entire time she was fighting cancer. Thank you for your services, but I don't need you. I love my wife. And I went, I'm a home-wrecking whore. I love it. That was like literally, I was like, all right, guys, I'm done with cam for today. I'm going to go cry like a baby because true love exists. And fuck every one of you for being disgusting human beings. And that was the extent of my night because this man came in and like I was like, damn, it gave me such a different perspective on the kind of service that sex work can provide and the kind of like people don't look at us as like life changing. People don't look at us as an outlet. People don't look at us as an extension of emotional well-being. But realistically, there are different pillars to mental health, and one of those pillars is emotional health, and one of those is sexual health.
Yeah.
And like when you lose feeling in your junk, like those nerve endings are rerouted to different parts of your body because the human body cannot survive without sexual gratification to a certain degree. Like it's literal basic biology. And it's like for a human to be willing to deprive themselves of an actual basic biology need because they're so in love with their partner or they're so, dedicated to their partner, and then they start seeking, sex work or other things like that. I'm like, that's fucking beautiful. That's, I know nobody else in the world is like, damn, your relationship with a sex worker is so beautiful. But that's how I look at it. I'm just like, damn, you were able to stay loyal to your wife and not in your realm of what's okay for you and for her step out of your relationship because you were able to fulfill your basic human need in a safe, healthy way for yourself.
Yeah.
There are people who explore kinks and things like that the same way. You have a safe, healthy, consensual place to explore yourself. You may not feel comfortable going to your partner. You may be like, damn, if I told my partner, that I like anal beads up my ass, they may leave me and ruin my life. But I need to figure out if I like anal beads up my ass or not. And I need to have a safe, healthy place to explore that where I don't feel like I'm wronging my partner. I don't feel like I'm cheating on my partner. Everybody has their own opinions on is porn cheating. But for me, it's human connection without, crossing the boundary of stepping out on your partner, in my personal opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which,
And that's
and obviously this gentleman felt the same way,
right.
and there's others that are the same. So I think it was a lot of respect for him to end it that way.
No, I have
in
so
a
much
way,
respect for the fact that he told me. I was like,
kind of
thank
a
you so
beautiful
much for
story.
sharing. I was like,
It
thank you
is.
so much for sharing that part of your life because he could have just ghosted me and never logged back on, met his need, and then moved on with his life.
Right,
Because
right.
I am totally okay with 90% of my fan base will do that. They will meet their needs and then leave because they see me as a service provider. They don't think about the emotional back and forth that happens in some of the cam shows. They think about the emotional gratification, but that is what they are there to do. I'm not angry at them for that. I'm expectant of that. So when somebody gives me a little bit more humanity or a little bit more, added, thanks, gratitude, communication, I'm grateful because I'm like, I don't expect this, but the fact that you're a dope ass human and provide this, that's how you become my favorite. Spending the most money out of anyone in my room is not going to guarantee you a favorite spot on my list. A favorite spot is when we connect humanitarily. Now, you also have to spend money because fuck you, freeloaders. Like, at the end of the day, fuck you, freeloaders. Like, go somewhere else. I don't have time for you. But if you're spending minimal amounts of money occasionally, or it means more to me that somebody's like, I saved up for 2 weeks so I could do a show with you, versus, like the guy who's like, I blow $2,000 a week on this site. Okay, good for you.
Yeah.
Right. That's not impressive. Yeah.
Exactly. But there are men who swing their dicks around like that. And I'm so grateful for those men still. Don't ever hear me like saying I'm not grateful, but every token, every gold, everything matters. And even those teeny tiny tips, if you're the kind of person who's contributing emotionally, spiritually, like conversation in my room, it's easy to gain a favorite button real quick just because you are somebody who contributes.
Yeah.
I'm learning the tricks.
Yeah.
It is.
But I would be sincere about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to treat them like humans. They are humans at the end of the day. If you're disrespectful to them like another fucking human being, chances are they're treating you like a human too.
Yeah.
Well, and we've heard that a lot with a lot of the ladies we talk to. The connection is a big part of why they do it, and they love the friendships they get.
I do. I get so many friendships. Like there are people that I'm like genuinely excited when they pop in my room after I've been gone for a couple weeks or like traveling. They'll pop in my room and like, so excited to see you. Like I genuinely have joy. I like my job. Now, are there still days I wake up and I don't want to go to work? Of course, everybody feels that way. And it's because, nothing in life is 100% of the time. And
Absolutely.
that's true for me as a human. So I'm not always at 100% of my capacity, and I don't always want to display myself to a group of humans. But like when I'm on, damn, am I on?
You're on.
I love that.
So for people that are watching, and for myself, so when you are on, do you have set hours? Do people get notices when you go on live? How
People
does
do
that
get
work?
notices. If you favorite me, you do get notices.
Okay.
I'm the kind of human being that my schedule changes a lot because I'm involved in so many business sides,
Right.
things in this industry. I travel for lots of conferences. Today alone, I'm doing a podcast with you. I did an interview with Bucharest Summit. I had a live cam show with another female that we streamed today. So that's 3 events in one day.
Yeah.
Nice. So just from before when you went and got your penis bong, which thank you. And we want to talk about your brand. So is that shirt intentionally crop top or did you roll it up because you
No, it's actually
fat?
intentionally a crop top. It
Um,
comes like this. It's got like little seams on it. It does have little seams.
Perfect. I just wanted to see you stand up.
Well,
Okay.
well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good
Well
job.
done.
Thank
Good
you.
job. Good job. Very,
You're
very
welcome.
proud of you.
Everybody,
You
you're
could
welcome.
also ask me like what color my knees were or something weird. No, I'm just kidding.
What color are
But
my
yeah.
knees?
Well, we're gonna ask about your feet, but anyway, we'll move on to something else. Oh, how's your penis?
Um, this is my spiritual dick. So when I tell people suck my dick,
Oh,
what I mean, this is what I mean. People are like, you don't need to have a dick. And I was like, I do, and you can suck it.
yes. I would suck your dick. Just saying. Oh, yeah. I I prefer to watch you suck it, but that's
Shut up. Quit talking. You're ruining this for me.
He was talking to you the whole time. He preferred to see you suck it. Is he ruining it for you, or is he really the highlight of your night?
See now what? No, this is why I want.
Because
Thank
you're
you.
not on a podcast with me every day. You're on a podcast with him every day. So I'm thinking that's your favorite right now.
Would you like to do a podcast every day? I'll fire this.
I'm sorry. I'm actually booked and busy, like here until the day I die. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe
I
some,
will, because
maybe some of your lifetime though.
I will fire this bitch in a second.
What so what's
I'm sorry. Look, I am a home wrecker. I'm breaking up a happy podcast.
You guys,
yes.
you have dimples. They'll work.
That's what I'm saying. Look, I am a home wrecker. I'm already breaking up a happy podcast.
Yeah, that's all right. Add that to the bucket list. That's all right.
I do my job so well. I don't know how to stop.
I wish he did. Anyway.
So here's
Yeah.
what this has been going through my brain since before with the masturbate ugly. So I'm just waiting for the great time to say it. So I guess what I was gonna ask is as on camera and as showing you masturbate certain ways and you're like you said with the pretty stuff and everything. And now that you show masturbate ugly, how different do you masturbate when you're alone with no cameras as opposed to when you're on camera?
Okay, so I think the biggest difference is just opening up to the cam because obviously I want you to be able to see my pussy and my ass and my tits and all my things. So like laying on my stomach, head buried in a pillow, like hands between my legs, it's not really gonna give you much of any of the shit I just mentioned. So like before bed, I want to like lay on my stomach and like rub one out and like pass out in 30 seconds without moving because I'm a tummy sleeper when I'm sleeping. So like same position I fall asleep and I'm gonna bust one out and knock the fuck out. But obviously that has variety to it. If I'm trying to spice it up for myself, maybe use my left hand today. I don't know. No, but I mean, there's variety, obviously, because I'm not a single dimensional human, but on camera, I'm much more performative. Also, I think that I'm quieter when I come by myself. And that's like even just between like on camera or like with a partner versus alone. Just alone, I'm much quieter. And I don't know if that's intentional or not. Maybe it's because I started masturbating before I probably should have been masturbating and just didn't want anybody to know about it. So it's like ingrained that like when you masturbate alone, like you shouldn't be loud. But like when I'm with a partner online, like I'm loud as fuck. Like put your hand over my mouth and tell me to shut up. I want everybody to know we're fucking. I want your next door neighbor, your best friend, your roommate, your dog, your fish, the librarian down the street to know your dick's inside me. No shame. Absolutely zero. But when I masturbate alone, I'm just like, nobody's fucking me. I'm just gonna, and we're done. We're done.
We're done.
Like you get a deep sigh and you're like, done.
Good night.
And people are like, wait, you finished? And I'm like, yep, we're done.
So have you ever, we talked about it, have you ever fallen asleep while masturbating before you do come? Hmm.
Why would you do that to yourself?
I don't know, but he was
See,
asking me earlier.
I'm one of those humans that like when I'm tired, I'll fall asleep anywhere. Like I'm like on a plane, like just seconds. I'm not one of those people who like lay there and stare at the ceiling for like 25, and people get mad at me over this like when they share a hotel room with me because I'll be going this speed. We'll be talking
Yep.
like, oh, I'm tired. And people are like,
How do you do that? Yeah.
"Are you?" And they'll like try to wake me up and they'll be like, "No, I'm sorry, I fell asleep. What's up?" And they'll be like, "You were just awake like 6 seconds ago, mid full sentence on me. Like, what?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I just got tired. I'm just tired."
I hear you. I've done that.
So for me, it's a very intentional decision. I'm going to sleep right now. So I've never fallen asleep like mid act of masturbating. I have been masturbating and like consciously decided this isn't fucking happening. Like, you know, that moment where you're like, this is not happening. And then just been, and then immediately passed out. So have I given up? Yes.
There you
I
go.
believe that if I'm stressed about certain, like in certain areas of my life, because I like to manifest when I masturbate. I don't know if that's weird or normal or not, but like I'll be picturing
Hmm.
like things I want or want to achieve or accomplish when I'm alone because why the fuck would I fantasize about another person? I don't get it. I'm gonna fantasize about my hopes and dreams and goals because like sex energy is
Uh,
real. So I'm literally masturbating about like the accomplishments and goals and like shit that I want to. Because I feel like a bad bitch when I'm masturbating. I don't know, doesn't everyone? So I'm just like, yes, get all this shit done. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna have the greatest, most amazing shit in the world, and that's who I am as a human. And so every once in a while, I'm just like, I'm just not happening. And then I sit there and I'm like reflective. It's like, did you not come because you don't believe in your goals? Did you not come because you're not horny? You're obviously horny, you're masturbating. You got to do some inner child work or some shit because you're fucked up. You can't even masturbate right now. Like the moment I can't masturbate right, I'm like, all right, you need to schedule a fucking therapy session or something because some shit is wrong if you can't masturbate it away. You should be able to masturbate it away if you cannot seek professional help. That's how that's how I deal with all my problems in life.
okay. Okay.
If I masturbate after this and I'm still upset by it, we either need to fix it, change it, or go to a therapist to accept it.
Oh.
It's that post-nut clarity. Tell me you've never masturbated.
Ah,
Like you're dealing with a bunch of bullshit and you're like, you get turned on, not about the bullshit, but you turn on
well,
separate.
maybe, but that's a different
And you're
story.
like, okay, now I got some questions about your kinks there. But so you're masturbating furiously and you come, and then you're just laying there in that pose like 30 seconds afterwards. You're like, damn, all that bullshit makes so much sense now. Why was I even angry about that? Why do we even care that much? Why was she even angry about that? Why the fuck she care that much? Like if post nut clarity doesn't happen, like I said, you either need to fix it, change it, or accept it.
That's a way of living right there. I think.
Some people go to church. I masturbate and think of my own accomplishments in my own pussy. I don't know. So it works for me.
Is it weird that I'm over here thinking of what you are an editor's dream? You are just I just as this is going on, I'm just thinking there's another clip, there's another clip, there's another clip.
Wait, are you saying it's almost like I entertain on the internet for a living?
What? Wait.
No,
Wait,
shit.
Ding. What? Ding 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 ding.
why don't
Wait,
why
there's
aren't
a
we this good then? We try
wait.
to
Being funny has a level of professionalism to it. Do not tell the viewers.
oh,
Thanks for just giving away my secrets.
Oh.
Retire now. Hang it up. Just write my book, 110 Ways to Be Successful in Camp. I'm not going to be able to do it no more. Kidding. I'm kidding.
You
you
will be
save it. I'll edit it out for just for me.
for there's another kink. But
I was
I do
just
want to
about
be
to
in that.
say, is exclusive content your kink? Because
Yeah.
that costs extra.
Not when I'm the editor.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Not when I'm the editor. You'd be surprised what this laptop has on it.
No, she wouldn't. She's like, I've seen it all.
I was just about to say, do you think you could surprise me? Like, honestly, do you truly, after 9 years of degenerates on the internet, do you think you could surprise me?
Not a chance.
No. What?
Yeah, I had low expectations for that too.
Yeah.
Not a
So
chance.
what kink did somebody bring to you or wanted you to do that surprised you, or was there any that you said to say no to?
I have said no to a couple things just for morality reasons, and I'm not trying to get canceled on the internet. So any of the hot, super hot button ones, like I stay away from just because like people cray cray. And terms of service on StreamMate is important, and we're not breaking to TOS because I value my account much more than somebody's little dick. Honestly, that's really because people be like, no, just do it. And I'm like, you think your dick is worth the entire career I've built? Damn, that complex alone might as well get you off. You might as well get off to your own ego. It sounds too big for my room. Have a great day.
They probably could. Yeah, they probably could.
But actually, I had a guy obsessed with the wrinkles on my fingers.
Oh.
The wrinkles on my fingers. He wanted them. I'm going to see if I can do this for you. He wanted them
thank
on
you.
the table like this so that they would wrinkle and he could stare up close into the wrinkles on my fingers. Just like
that's a first that I've heard of. Not super weird.
like
just
30
first.
Okay, first, my prices on StreamMate, if you guys are interested in coming to see me, start at $6.99 a minute.
Okay.
And they go upwards, and traditionally, for an exclusive, sit around $14.99 a minute. Okay, weird kinks, higher the spectrum. More vanilla, lower the spectrum. Can 10 people watch this? $6.99. Can one person watch this? $14.99. It's one or the other.
Yeah.
So this guy was paying $14.99 per minute to stare at the wrinkles on my finger.
Okay. Did you talk during this?
Yeah, I would talk to him, but like it wasn't sexual. Like it got to the point where I was like, where did this even come from?
That's
like I had to ask because like after he's been my client for a long time, you start to feel like I could poke the bear a little bit.
Yes.
So, and private school, having his fingers whipped by nuns, sexual gratification. And I went, never would have guessed that. That's fucking cray cray.
But it makes perfect sense now you say
But
it. Or he said
as soon as somebody like will give me the definition for their kink, I'm like, oh my God, it all makes sense. Wow. But it also makes me better at my job because now that I know that that's your kink, the fuck I don't have a blasphemous nun costume in my closet.
That'll be the next video. Wear the nun outfit and with your finger. Okay.
People pleaser is right.
Yes.
But that's what I'm saying. But is that man likely to go spend money on another cam model when he shows up to my room the next time and I say, dude, I have something to show you. And I walk out in a nun costume. Do you think that man will ever forget that moment? Ever in his whole life?
It's like the first time we ever see tits.
It is. When somebody voluntarily achieves your fantasy in a deeper, more intimate way than you pictured it originally, why would you ever leave? It's brand loyalty at that point. I'm just doing my job well.
Yes, you are. Wow.
And I'm a people pleaser, so I get joy from it.
It really is a perfect match.
It really is. My praise kink goes through the roof every time somebody's like, that was great. Yes, the fuck it was.
And then you go masturbate to your accomplishments.
But see, also I get the same exact opposite problem when it's like a shitty day online because like traffic's bad or like I'm not feeling it or something. I'll literally be like, oh my God, nobody likes me. Like nobody in the whole universe even cares that I'm breathing air today. I don't even know why I'm on the internet. I might as well delete every account that I've ever created and just crawl in a hole because
jeez,
what the fuck is going on in the internet today? So then I log off and I have to like go touch trees and be in nature or some shit because I realize that like there is more to the universe than the internet and I have to be reminded occasionally.
Yeah.
But like there, as a cam model, you really do have to realistically reality check yourself like that sometimes. Even as
Okay.
a content creator, a porn star, like these men have big opinions and sometimes they're mean. And there have been several times that I'm like, I'm a pretty thick-skinned bitch. Like you can say some shit and I'll be like, wow, who hurt your feelings? Are you sad today? Your mom must not have been very nice to you. I'm so sorry that you're taking it on others. Like it's really hard to hurt my feelings, but every once in a while somebody will say some shit and I'm like, all right, we're done on the internet today. Fuck you guys. You'll be lucky if I'm back on this week.
Oh,
But the other thing is I also have my fans will immediately jump in to defend me a lot of the
Oh, I'm
times when
sure.
oh, that's
it's
nice.
going down. Like my fans will be like, yo, leave her alone. What the fuck? Or somebody
Yeah.
will say something mean and it'll be like, wow, small dick energy in the room tonight. And like my fans are like, whoa, 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 whoa. So it's like, do you really want to troll yourself in a room full of people who are literally here because they like my tits? Like, do you want to do that to yourself? But I always am like, no, no, no. We don't know if he has a humiliation kink, guys. Leave the poor guy alone.
That's true.
Clearly.
Yeah,
Again,
right.
still
And I immediately
pleasing.
like, shut it down. We're not being mean to him. You can ask him what the fuck, but that's it. Like people like, dude, what the fuck? Dude, what the fuck? But don't insult him. Don't put him down. I don't do that for free. That's why I'm like, wow, I wonder who hurt your feelings. You poor man. Please seek therapy. I hope you have the best day of your whole life. Or actually, how about you just go have the one you fucking deserve?
Oh, there you go. Now you
And
mentioned your tits a lot. When did you get them? When did you get them done?
about 3 years ago now.
And what
Right at
possessed
the
you to
end,
do it? Did you
right at
like?
the end.
I'm sorry.
I've always wanted my tits done since I was 8 years old.
Oh,
Like
geez.
I decided, I literally, there's a quote from Dolly Parton, and it's my favorite quote ever. And she's in an interview, and they were like, Dolly, how did you know what you wanted to be when you grew up? She was like, well, I went with my mama to the convenience store and we were shopping around, and in walked this girl, and my mama looked at her and she goes, that woman over there, she's trash. And I looked at this woman and I saw her big titties and her big lips, and I thought to myself, well, mama, that's what I want to be when I grow up. Trash. That was my favorite Dolly Parton quote because she's so right. I saw Pamela Anderson growing up. I saw icons. I saw legends going through the 90s, big boobs, blonde bombshells, Saved by the Bell, the whole 9 yards. Like I saw these human beings growing up and I went, Hefner's first girlfriends. Like I watched the Girls Next Door and the Spice Girls blow up and I went,
Mm.
big titty blondes. I would fuck them. Men would fuck them. I guess that's, and it literally it was like I had always idolized or really loved this look. I always gravitated towards it. I was like, this is sexy for me. This is sex. This is hot. And as I became an adult and I kind of like learned myself and embodied who I was like, yeah, I'm a bimbo. I'm a big titty blonde bimbo. And I'm very Paris Hilton about it because, like, I'm the biggest blonde titty bimbo, but I've got the brains to back it. So go ahead and say all the negative things you want about my big titties and my giant lips and my big fluffy eyelashes, because at the end of the day, I have a pretty solid brain to back that up, and I'm good on that. So
Yeah,
Well, it
you
was
do
the right
you,
choice.
right?
So
yeah.
let's tell everybody again. We want to promote the shit out of you. Where can they go see your beautiful new, well, not new,
New
boobs?
enough.
Oh,
These can be seen on MissCaitlynBrooks.com. MissCaitlynBrooks.com has all the links to all the verified pages that are me. So if you find a Caitlyn Brooks out there and it's not on that link page, you're talking to a man. You're talking to a man, okay? If you're on the internet and they tell you that you're talking to me and it's not on my links page, you're talking to a man and you're getting scammed. So get your shit together. Click the link.
click the links to see what
To see what we just saw.
what we just saw.
Because I guarantee you they didn't wait.
Yeah,
You gotta talk first so the camera goes see you.
God, we
it's
hope it.
all biddies.
There we
See,
go.
it's still
Now,
safe for work.
now they'll
It's
see it.
it's still safe for work. See, it's like there's no nipple, and the rule is no nipple, so it's safe for work. To come for me, YouTube.
It
Come for me.
is. It is, and they can come for us too. Our only concern was when we talk, the camera comes to us, so we were like, "Oh, she's showing him, and
Oh,
only we."
those titties. Fuck
So,
yes.
so that's why we were trying to be quiet. So the camera goes to your boobs
They were like, oh, I can't make noises, but there are so many sounds running through my head right now.
and my pants.
He's like, damn, maybe if I talk, they won't hear me coming inside my jeans. Can she hear come? Is she that good? I don't know.
She's got an ear for it.
I think so. I think so. I think you would.
I use a very special tuning fork to make sure all of the cum frequencies are to my liking. All right, guys. That was epic.
You are a lot of fun.
Can you imagine that I just sit in my camera room and talk shit like this, like all fucking day long? Like, this is literally what you get. Like, hello.
100% can see why you're successful at your job and why people love you. 100%.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you for giving me.
Well,
Thank you guys for giving me an epic platform to be able to showcase myself a little bit more and like say what's up to your viewers.
You bet. And I knew I'd be dazzled by your beauty, but I did not know my face would hurt from laughing so much. So
true.
You know, you don't know if you're gonna leave with an erection or your face hurting. And you know what? If it's from eating pussy or laughing too hard, I am happy to make faces hurt everywhere.
Well, and I'm leaving with both. So thank you very much.
I love it, guys. I hope you have an amazing night and that your podcast and all the new adventures that you're on are amazingly successful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure.
Anytime. Let me know if you guys ever want to talk shit again.
We will do it again.
100%.
Sure.
Yes. Yes.
Got it. Have an amazing night, guys.
Yeah, you too. Have a good one.
Care.
Bye.
Wow.
Bye.
Oh, so much fun. Oh my God. That was awesome.
Thank you for listening. The tavern is closed for now, but we'd love to have you back for more fun next time. Seriously though, get your asses out of here.